Ladies and gentlemen, in our world right now, trash is a massive problem that are being faced by most of the country around the world, ladies and gentlemen. We can see in a status quo that most of the country in the world are struggling facing their trash problem itself, ladies and gentlemen. So here we as the proposition team, we want to criminalize individuals and organizations who do not recycle as a solution to help reducing the trash problem itself, ladies and gentlemen. Here, ladies and gentlemen, I will bring our justification point. But first, let us explain the key point of this motion today, ladies and gentlemen. First, the criminalize. Criminalize means is to give the state to individuals and organization as a criminal, and then giving them punishment in order to give them something like the trend effect, so that they wouldn't repeat such thing like in this context, do not recycle, so they would afraid to do it again, ladies and gentlemen. And then recycle, what we do mean recycle is here is the act of doing and supporting recycling trash around the world, either it using use things again, or maybe just about the campaigning of throwing the garbage of where the place it should be, ladies and gentlemen, etc., ladies and gentlemen. And here what we mean is individuals and organization, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to know that individuals and an organization itself, they are humans, and we have to know that humans have what we call the ego, and that ego make them sometimes make them stubborn, ladies and gentlemen. With that stubbornness itself come to an act that humans usually don't listen to something as long as you don't provide punishment to them. So as example, ladies and gentlemen, people would do crime because as people would do crime, but with punishment they again would afraid to do such thing, because in their mindset they will think that they afraid to get the punishment, so they will afraid to do it again, as I mean. Moving to our justification point, why we think it's better in our side to give criminalize individuals and organizations who don't recycle. Two layers of point, ladies and gentlemen. The first layer is about why we think, or about how it will help the controlling stress problem in the world right now. And then the second layer is about how it will, and then how the controlling point, how we believe the controlling stress problem will be more efficient in our site itself, gentlemen. So moving to the first layer, gentlemen, it's about it's about why we think it will be a really big help on the controlling stress side, gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, as we have characterized before that, about individuals and organizations that are humans itself, gentlemen. So here we will give them punishment when they do not recycle, so they wouldn't do it again because they are feared, like, right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that, we believe it will be really efficient in our side when it comes to reducing the stress problem, controlling the stress problem itself, gentlemen. Because in the end of the day, all people will throw their trash in the bin and do not litter around, do not throwing their trash around just freely, ladies and gentlemen. Because why? Because we already stated that we give them punishment. So as a human that are stubborn, uh, and they are afraid to get the punishment, ladies and gentlemen, they would not do it again, because the fairness itself, right? As a strong example, ladies and gentlemen, we can see in the country Singapore that with their law that they will punish people to some extent when they litter around, when they just throwing their trash freely around the city like that, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to believe, we have to see that their law is a great successful, ladies and gentlemen. They can reduce the stress problem to a really minimum, so so that's why so it is a really good example that giving criminalized individuals and organizations who don't recycle is a really great help controlling the trash management itself, and that is what our side believe, and how what our side think to be happen, ladies and gentlemen, compared to the other side of the house, ladies and gentlemen, that they'll stick to nowadays status quo, that in our status quo right now, that there are not really so much law that talking about doing leader around something like that, is an element like. So in that makes in our status quo right now, there are so many trash problem everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. So uh, it means that the other side of the house want it just to be our world, how it will be right now, that there are trash problem everywhere, anywhere. So they would just ignore it, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that uh, giving criminalized individuals and organizations who don't recycle is a solution to control the trash problem in the world right now, ladies and gentlemen. And then the second layer, how then we think that the trash management will be efficient with this mechanism, ladies and gentlemen. First, as we stated ever and before, that individuals and organization is a humans itself, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are giving them state as a criminal and giving them punishments if they lead a right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a criminal, it means someone would get themselves social distance, ladies and gentlemen. So people maybe would keeping distance around them because saying that they are criminals by others. So as a human that are social being, it really afraid, really fearness to them, because as a social being they would afraid to get social distance by others, right? So along with giving punishment and the pay like paying fee or something like that, and giving criminals so that they the humans are not going to get distanced by others. So the humans will afraid it because they are social being. We believe it will be a really efficient mechanism there, ladies and gentlemen. So as the solution to help controlling the trash around the world itself, and as the to trash controlling to be efficient and proudly, here we proud to propose. Thank you.